Hi, I'm Lauren Kuby, a council member in the city of Tempe, running for re-election. And while on the council, I've championed and led many sustainability efforts, beginning with the creation of a sustainability commission. There's 11 members of the community and from business, from neighborhoods, from ASU, who are serving on that commission to advise us on all manner of things sustainable. In addition, we created an Office of Sustainability led by Dr. Braden Kay. He graduated from the School of Sustainability. And he and the commission have worked on a multitude of issues and worked to empower staff and empower our amazing experts throughout the city of Tempe to bring forward really great initiatives. One of them I'd like to talk to you about today is our Urban Forestry Master Plan. That has been a plan led by Bonnie Richardson. She's a principal planner in Public Works. And she had the idea, well, as many of us have, that the best time to plant a tree is 7 years ago. And she decided to put forward a master plan. She worked with the community, with ASU, to measure our canopy of trees, and they came to the conclusion we were 13% shade coverage in the city of Tempe. So she had the idea that we should double this and double this by 2040. She had many, many public engagements, presentations over the course of 2 years. She did it right. She did it the Tempe way and involved the community. And she came to the council, and just recently we approved a master plan that will involve doubling our shade by 2040 to 26% and keeping Tempe shady and making Tempe more shady. What does shade do for the community? I mean, obviously it will cool our community because we have areas of Tempe that are 12 degrees cooler on a given summer day than other areas of Tempe. And creating trees and tree canopy also increases economic value. We have tree-lined streets are shown to have 20% higher value, market value than streets that are not tree-lined. They also create health benefits. People who are around trees, they have a lower blood pressure, they have a healthier attitude towards life and are happier. This is all informed by scientific research. And so I'm really excited that this has come to fruition and that we'll see a shadier Tempe. This is so important to our climate, to our economy, and our environment. And fundamentally, though, we need to take care of these trees. We realize it costs money to plant trees, so we're working with a company called Urban Offsets. For every tree we plant, they will give us $50 to $100 per tree to maintain that tree every year for the life of the tree. So this is a very unique and innovative finance model that will enable us to plant smart, plant water-resistant, drought-resistant trees, and it will enable us to keep our tree and shade canopy alive for many years to come. Another way that we're working in an exciting and innovative way, because Tempe is all about innovation, is we will be, next week, I hope, the first city in Arizona to adopt 100% renewable energy strategy. We are in this fight for climate change, fight against climate change. We know that 70% of carbon emissions come from cities, so cities have to be the force that steps forward to reduce carbon emissions. So we've been working with utilities on utility scale generation and plans with ASU to perhaps do a hydrogen element of our plan. We want to go to carbon neutrality by 2050 and a renewable energy goal of 100% by 2035. Because we need to adapt at the neighborhood level with trees and shade. We also have to be and do our part to recognize that the climate change is a growing threat to our communities. We need cleaner air, we need healthier communities, and we need happier communities. My name is Lauren Kuby. I'm running for Tempe City Council for re-election. You can read more about me at kubyforcouncil.com. And I just want to say that cities are the most exciting place to be in governance. We're the local form of government that communities trust the most, and we can innovate and percolate our ideas upwards and create a healthy, livable community. So vote to keep Kuby. I want to keep Tempe smart, sustainable, and a very special place to live. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Vice Mayor Robin ARREDONDO-SAVAGE. And before I start talking a little bit about my re-election campaign and what's coming up on March 13th, I just want to take a quick second to offer my deepest condolences to the Breyer family. I had the privilege of knowing Captain Kyle Breyer and what a remarkable human being he was and the wonderful things that he did for this community. He will be greatly missed, and I am so proud of the work that he has done and the impact, the lasting impact that he is going to have on this community. And despite our heavy hearts, I know that city work continues, and so I thought I'd share with you a couple really important items that are coming up. On Monday, February 12th, if you haven't already registered, it's your last opportunity to do that. So go to maricopa.vote and get in there and register. It just takes a few seconds. And also on Monday, February 12th at the Tempe Public Library, there is going to be an open session. If you want to learn a little bit more about the other 3 propositions on the ballot, 6 o'clock at the Tempe Library. That is Monday, February 12th. And on Wednesday, that's Valentine's Day, February 14th, that is the first day that early ballots will be mailed to your door to all registered voters in the city of Tempe. So look for that big yellow envelope. Make sure you fill it out. If you want to mail it back, that's great. If you'd rather drop it off, there are 2 drop-off locations in the city of Tempe, one right here at City Hall and the other one at the Tempe Public Library. It has truly been an honor to be on this Tempe City Council and serve as your vice mayor. We've had a lot of great successes and a lot of things that I've been able to champion over the years. And I just wanted to share with you 2 different initiatives that I'm really extremely happy and so proud about. The first one is our Veterans Initiative. When I first elected to the Tempe City Council, we weren't doing a lot for our veterans, and I knew we could do a little bit better. And we got a group of people together. I worked with my former colleague, Councilman Corey Woods, and we brought together a lot of different stakeholders and talked about what could the city do, what gaps are out there that we could possibly fill. And to this day, we have come leaps and bounds from where we were. We now have a Veterans Commission. We have a one-stop resource center for our veterans and their families to go in partnership with the Rio Salado Community College, help them navigate the VA system and connect them with the right resources that they need so they can be successful. We have a program called Community Salutes that honors those young people who have committed to serve in the military, to let them know that we appreciate their service and we want to welcome them home when their tour is over. And lastly, one of the greatest accomplishments that I think the city has had is our very first veterans housing project called Valor on 8 that is set to open later on this month. We are very excited about the work. It is 100% leased with a waiting list, and that will be opening on February 23rd. Being a former school board member and having a lot of people in my family that are very involved in the education system, working in education and working with our youth has always been one of my passions. It was great to be able to come to the city and utilize those different experiences that I had being a school board member and those relationships to look and try to find a way that we could fill different gaps. And one of the things that we realized that we could do as a community is to help those kids that are in high school, help them figure out what their pathway is after high school. So we put together a program called College Connect Tempe, and it is truly a great collaboration of our local school districts, elementary and high school, our universities, our community colleges, the county, the city, and nonprofit organizations all working together to help those kids find the right path that's a fit for them, whether it's a career or whether it's college. We have the tools and resources to help those children be successful, whether you're looking to find scholarships to limit the debt in college or maybe coming to a job fair. To me, those are programs that truly make a difference in this community. I'm so proud to be a part of those things. But there's still a lot of work to do, and I want to continue to build on those successes. And that's why I hope I can and earned your vote on March 13th. I know that I have a lot more to offer, a lot more things that I'd like to share with you. And I hope that you remember me on or before March 13th. If you need more information about me or have any questions, please go to www.robinfortempe.com. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Genevieve Vega, and I'm running to be your next Tempe City Council member to continue my service to the city of Tempe. You know, I've been aware of issues related to, poverty and human services in Tempe for quite some time. It all started when I began registering voters and encouraging members of our community to engage in the civic process of electing people all the way down the ballot. So you may have seen me out in the community registering voters at the Tempe Library or at various Tempe events like the Tempe Tardeada. Civic engagement is really important to me, and I've testified in redistricting commissions to make sure we have fair and equitable voting districts in this state. So engagement in the community is really important to me, and through all that work, I became a lot more familiar with human services, and that's why several years back I got involved with Tempe Community Council. I participated in the agency review process and attended a Don Carlos Humanitarian Awards ceremony and joined the board shortly thereafter. Tempe Community Council works on issues related to homelessness and the working poor, domestic violence survivors, at-risk youth and seniors, and disability issues. And that's one of the reasons I actually decided to run for city council. My daughter in kindergarten was suspended multiple times from school due to the side effects of an undiagnosed special need. And we went through a lot of challenges as a family to work her through this process, to fight for the education she deserved and needed and the services that she needed to get through her special needs. We also learned through this process that there are no after-school programs in Tempe that are equipped to really handle children with special needs. And this was something that was very challenging for my husband and I as a working family. We were faced with the challenge of maybe one of us having to quit our jobs or go part-time because we needed to care for our child. And we were willing to do this, but luckily we had a good support network and we found her the services that we needed. But not all families are so lucky. I've knocked on so many doors and sat in living rooms with other parents who have gone through the same challenges that we did, and they felt there was no help. And so these are the families I'm running to represent. Families like mine who understand what it's like to raise a child with special needs, and to include our differently abled neighbors and not avoid them. This is very important to me as a city council member. All my years of service, and this was what finally motivated me to run for office. But again, the service I've given to this community is a continuation on city council. I'm honored to be endorsed by many leaders in Tempe, including Mayor Mark Mitchell, council members Randy Keating, Lauren KUBY, and David Shapira. I hope to be able to work with them, except for Councilmember Shapira, as he is leaving the city council in the future if elected. But I also recognize that there are other government bodies that need to be worked with if you're on the city council. That's why I'm also proud to have the endorsements of our state senators Sean Bowie and Juan Mendez, and our state representatives Athena Salmon and Isela Blanc. In addition to that, we also know that we need to work with our school districts. Strong schools make for strong neighborhoods, they make our property values better, and they're good for a sustainable Tempe education system and workforce for the years to come. So I'm also honored to have the support of Burdetta Hodge on the Tempe Union High School Board, who is also my campaign chair, and Deanne McClenahan, who is on the Tempe Union High School Board, as well as Patrick Morales on the Tempe Elementary School Board. Additionally, I'm proud to have the support of organizations that represent thousands of working families in Arizona. I am proud to have the support of the United Food and Commercial Workers, the iron workers, the pipe trades, and the construction trades. Councilmember and Vice Mayor Robin Arredondo-Savage just mentioned the College Connect program. I'd like to work with her on expanding that to include apprenticeship programs so that our kids know that they have more options outside of college. Apprenticeship programs help us build the infrastructure we need to sustain our electric grid and our overall infrastructure in the country. And it's so, so important to me that we have that representation on council. Again, my name is Genevieve Vega. I want to remind everyone that you have 3 votes in this election for 3 council seats. You can learn more about me at vegafortempe.com or on my social media accounts, Vega4Tempe. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Justin Stewart, and I'm hoping to be one of your next city council members for the city of Tempe. I am currently the chair of the Mitchell Park Neighborhood Association, and I have been involved with that board for over 5 years. During those 5 years, I have been a deep advocate for neighborhood rights and finding ways, palatable ways, to work with the city staff, and city council to find solutions for neighborhood problems. I won the 2017 Neighbor of the Year Award from the city of Tempe, and I've been a very strong neighborhood advocate. I'm a member of the Tempe Neighborhoods Together Committee, and I've worked with residents and neighborhoods from all different parts of Tempe, from North Tempe, South Tempe, East Tempe, and West Tempe. And what I've learned is we have a lot of things in common, and there's not so many differences as there appears to be. It just takes time of communication and listening to each other to see what those problems are and to find solutions. Right now, Tempe is currently at a crossroads with what type of city we want to be. And I think it's very important that all residents and all voices are heard. When I say all voices, I include renters, homeowners, small business owners, large business owners, and even our homeless neighbors. If elected, there's a few pieces of policy I would like to put forth and work on with other members of city council and city staff. My first priority would be the creation of a village planning commission, much like the cities of Mesa and Phoenix has. This would be a first opportunity to neighborhoods have true input on what really happens with developments that come into their neighborhoods. My second piece would be, I would like to work with the city to get an old growth tree rebate. This would help offset the costs in southern Tempe with the tiered water rates. This way, those that want to keep their old growth trees and continue having the characters of their neighborhood that they have can have a little bit of fiscal relief by keeping those trees. I would like to pursue looking into putting a sustainable expert or a social justice expert onto an environmental justice expert onto the development review committee, just to give that extra push and round out the committee a little bit more. I would like to work with the Valley cities in a collaborative effort to try to form a 501c4 or some sort of alliance in order to combat the future of climate change and our climate change that we're going to be dealing with in the next 40 or 50 years, or even in 10 years or 5 years. If we start working on that now, we can find some solutions that works for everything in the Valley. Tempe can't go into that alone. And I would also like to incentivize local investors into rehabilitation and protection of historical eligible properties. I don't want to see out-of-state developers swiping up more historical eligible properties and then losing these properties forever. I think there's a way, and there can be some funds to find ways that local investors and local neighbors can invest into these properties and purchase these properties first. Neighborhoods are the fabric of Tempe, and that's truly what makes Tempe unique. The uniqueness of each neighborhood and the character of the neighborhood and the neighbors on your street or the street over, or even the neighbors 3 miles away, are the ones that truly make Tempe unique, and I want to keep that uniqueness there for Tempe. Is council's job to make sure we protect, preserve, and rehabilitate the neighborhoods. The neighborhoods are the ones that currently live in Tempe, and we can be the ones that be the stewards of Tempe and make sure that Tempe remains beautiful for future generations and future Tempeans to move here. I am asking today that you give me one of your 3 votes that's available, and I hope I've earned it, and I'll continue working hard throughout this campaign and even post-campaign to help out the neighbors. A vote for me is a vote for the neighbors by the neighbors. I just want to make sure that we all have a voice in the decision process in the end. You can visit my website at www.justinfortempe.com to find out more information about myself. And thank you for your time, and I hope to earn your vote on March 13th.